I told you yesterday you was gonna pay me for my pain. I told you yesterday you was gonna pay me for my pain. See, you the type of person, you ain't used to having nobody around you to meet you where you at, all right? I'm equally as crazy, I'm equally mentally and emotionally unstable as you are. All of this was supposed to be put to bed yesterday.
Monroe confronts Tamar Braxton for setting up Funky Dineva. Ooh, child. Tamar Braxton is crazy, like crazy with a capital C. And this time, she dragged Funky Dineva right into the chaos. Now the headline making rounds, Monroe himself, the YouTube T heavyweight, has gagged Tamar for setting Funky up in one of the sloppiest PR stunts we've seen in a minute. Let's break it down. Last week, Tamar had the internet clutching pearls after dropping a cryptic post saying she almost died. Sis wrote she woke up in a pool of blood with her nose fractured, teeth missing, and her whole outlook on life changed. Fans rushed in with prayers, her sisters got tagged nonstop, and the blogs went into overdrive. But guess who ended up catching the heat? Funky Dineva. See, Funky was the last person spotted with Tamar that night. They were partying, sipping, kikiing like old friends. Then boom, Tamar's post goes up. She says nothing else for days. And in those days, everybody and their mama was side-eyeing Funky like he was the villain in this Lifetime movie. Folks demanded to know if he spiked her drink, if he hit her, if one of his friends set her up. His name was getting dragged while Tamar silent as a church mouse. Fast forward a week, Tamar pops back out smiling, dancing, face intact, teeth all present and accounted for, in a glossy music video promo. No blood, no hospital gown, just promo for her new EP. And standing right there beside her in the video, Funky Dineva. Now tell me that ain't messy. Funky, understandably, was heated. He hopped on Instagram and made it clear he felt used. Tamar's little attention stunt had him catching strays all over the internet while she sat back letting the speculation grow. He called himself collateral damage in a 2-bit PR stunt. His words, not mine, and honestly, he wasn't wrong.
Quinta Siegel said that she missing 4 teeth or not. I don't know. What I heard, I caught a little bit of Michelle ATLian's live. And what Michelle said is that allegedly Tamar had somebody drive her from Atlanta to Miami. She got her teeth done, and she came right back.
And this is where Monroe storms in through the front door of this mess. Y'all know Storm has been carving out a name in the YouTube gossip world for never backing down. He saw Tamar's stunt, saw how Funky got burned, and said what the rest of us were thinking. This wasn't just tacky, it was betrayal. He went on his platform and dragged the situation for filth, basically confronting Tamar for setting up a so-called friend. Because who does that? Who lets somebody you call fam take heat from the whole internet just so your music rollout feels spicy? And that's the setup right here. Tamar wanted eyes on her new project. Instead, she sparked a mess that left Funky blindsided and Storm calling her out. The question now, is this just another chapter in Tamar's long book of antics, or did she finally play herself? Well, Monroe had answers. Child, he broke it down plain. Tamar wasn't just being messy. She was dead wrong, and here's why. First thing Storm pointed out, that cryptic "I almost died" post. No context, no clarity, just drama. Storm said it straight. When you drop something like that, you're not just asking for prayers, you're inviting chaos. Folks panicked, blogs ran wild, and because Funky was the last one seen with her, all fingers pointed at him. According to Storm, Tamar's silence wasn't mysterious. It was reckless. Then came the bigger sin. Storm dragged her for never stepping up to protect Funky once the internet started chewing him up. He reminded folks that friendship means stepping in when someone's name is on the line. Tamar could have shut the whole thing down with one post. Funky didn't harm me, but instead she left him dangling. Storm said that wasn't just a slip, that was betrayal, pure and simple. And child, Storm didn't stop there. He clocked the rollout too. Tamar let the story simmer for days, had the world praying over her, then popped back up fresh face, teeth intact, dropping a slick new video with Funky in it, no less. Storm called it out for what it looked like. Not a near-death scare, but a PR stunt. The kind of move that might spark curiosity for her EP, but at the cost of a friend's reputation. Storm also went in on her habit of leaning into chaos instead of clearing it. He told his viewers Tamar's always playing peekaboo with the truth. Half answers, wait till I can tell y'all in captions. Breadcrumb trails that go nowhere. It works for headlines, but Storm warned it kills trust. Fans stop believing you and friends stop defending you, because what looks like mystique online feels like manipulation in real life. And his final point, Storm hit her where it hurt, perception. He said in music, Tamar's mystery might sell, but in friendships, that same energy makes you toxic. Funky built his brand on blunt honesty. Tamar built hers on spectacle. Storm made it clear those two worlds were bound to clash, and when they did, Funky ended up taking the bullet for her antics. Storm's bottom line was simple. Tamar blurred the line between loyalty and theatrics. Instead of protecting her friend, she let him burn while she polished her rollout. Instead of honesty, she chose spectacle. And instead of controlling the narrative, she lost it completely.
The only thing I was looking for was some level of acknowledgement from her that I had did nothing to her and that I had no parts of what she had going on. All right? Now, I ain't no damn fool. We had to twist, move, bend her arm, and get an act of Congress for her to post a little post. And the post read something to the effect of, no matter what he says, I love Funky Dineva, and if I would have known what was going on while I was recovering, I would have said something.
Now, let's not act brand new like this was Tamar's first time pulling some messy, attention-grabbing antics. Sis got a whole resume of drama that could fill up a BET docuseries. This situation with Funky and Storm, it fits right into a pattern we've seen for years. And let's rewind. Tamar been known since Braxton Family Values days for being the sister who lives off extra. Tony's the legend, Tracy was the raw one, RIP, but Tamar, she was the drama magnet. She'd argue, cry, storm off set, then come back like nothing happened. Fans ate it up, but her sisters often said out loud, Tamar thrives on being the center of attention. Even Tony once admitted, we spoiled her. And honestly, you can see it. When Tamar's career slowed down musically, the antics got louder. Who can forget her cryptic hospital selfies? Sis would post a picture hooked up to IVs, asking for prayers, but when fans asked what happened, she'd hit them with, mind your business. It's the same playbook she ran here. Shock the people, stay vague, watch the speculation spin, and when it comes to falling out with folks, Tamar got a list. Candy Burris said she was difficult to work with. There were feuds with producers, background singers, even stylists. Most recently, she was beefing with her sisters again, shading them online like family therapy never happened. Tamar's pattern is clear. She knows drama gets people talking, and talking keeps her relevant. Now look at Funky Dineva. Q is no saint. He's made a whole career off reading celebrities to filth, wigs, sliding, and all. But here's the difference. Funky owns his mess. He's blunt, he's shady, but he rarely hides behind mystery. If he says something, you know where he stands. That's why this hit him so hard. His name got dragged through the mud, and the very person who knew the truth, Tamar, sat quiet. For a man who built his brand on talking, being forced into silence while rumors painted him as violent, that was torture. Folks forget Funky and Tamar actually had a friendship that went back years. She'd been on his show, he defended her when others dragged her, and for all the jokes he cracked, there was a real layer of loyalty there. So when her silence let people assume he'd hurt her, that cut deeper than any clapback could show. The betrayal stung because Funky's whole brand is about being messy on his own terms. He'll read celebs, wigs sliding, and drink in hand, but he's never tried to build himself up by tearing a friend down. That's why this hit different. It wasn't strangers dragging him, it was Tamar's silence that let the dragging stick. In his eyes, she didn't just let the streets come for him, she handed them the plate. And the timing made it worse. Funky had just celebrated his birthday when Tamar's I Almost Died story dropped. Instead of celebrating, he spent his weekend dodging accusations, trying to prove he wasn't responsible for something that never even happened. Imagine that, your birthday turning into an interrogation because your so-called friend won't clear the air. That irony wasn't lost on Funky, and it fueled his rage when he finally clapped back online. Fans noticed too. Normally, Funky's the one accused of stirring drama for attention, but this time, he was the one holding the receipts, looking hurt instead of shady. The dynamic flipped. For once, Funky looked like the victim, and Tamar looked like the villain.
You don't give a f. And my thing about people like Tamar, I would respect her more if she was a mother and just say, I really don't give a f about you. I ain't clearing up shit because I ain't got to. I would respect that more than I'm in mommy mode. I am healing. I am damn near dead. You ain't that fuck. Allegedly, they rearranged your face. Them hands still work. You got a publicist and a manager.
Now, before y'all act like Tamar invented this messy little PR game, let's keep it real. Celebs been pulling stunts and dragging other folks into the fire since forever. Tamar just happens to be the latest example of what happens when attention becomes the product. Take Jussie Smollett. Remember when he claimed he was attacked in Chicago? The story had folks outraged, celebs rushing to his defense, and the news cycle on fire. Then the receipts started crumbling, and suddenly he was the one accused of staging the whole thing. Collateral damage, the folks who vouched for him, Taraji, Lee Daniels, half of Hollywood, they all had to eat crow because they went hard defending him before the full truth came out. That's the somewhere around the type of heat Funky felt, caught in the middle of a friend's messy story with no way to control the fallout. Or look at Black China. Back in her hoe phase, sis pulled the hospital selfie move more times than I can count. Random cryptic posts, vague health scares, all followed by a new product launch or OnlyFans drop. It works for clicks, but the people around her, they always get dragged in too. Whether it was Rob, Tokyo, or Tyga, somebody ended up catching strays while China kept flipping. Tamar Tamar's Bloody Floor story feels like it came straight out of that same playbook. Even Kanye West used this formula. Every album rollout comes with chaos. Feuds with Jay-Z, beef with Pete Davidson, rants about Kim. The albums always drop right in the middle of the storm. Fans eventually caught on. The drama wasn't random, it was rollout. But the folks he fought with, Taylor Swift, Wiz Khalifa, Amber Rose, they were left to pick up their reputations after being scorched by Kanye's spotlight. Funky Dineva's situation fits right in, and let's not act like Storm Monroe stepping in is new either. He's part of a long line of commentators who built their platforms by holding celebs accountable even when it cost them. Wendy Williams did it on daytime TV, Charlamagne Tha God does it on radio, Tasha K does it on YouTube, sometimes too far. They all got heat for being too harsh, but they also set the standard. If you pull a messy stunt and people get hurt, someone's gonna call you out. Storm saw Tamar's move, clocked it for what it was, and decided to say the quiet part loud. So yeah, Tamar ain't the first to pull a PR stunt that backfired, Funky ain't the first to be collateral damage, and Storm ain't the first to be the voice saying, enough is enough. But when you put all three together, you get a perfect storm of gossip, betrayal, and receipts that feel way too familiar in the world of celebrity antics. The real question now, will Tamar's legacy be remembered for her voice or for her stunts? Because history shows us, once people start seeing you as the drama, it's hard to convince them you're the victim. Now after Funky aired her out and Storm doubled down, she slid onto socials with that classic Braxton mix of shade and victimhood. She said, no matter what he says, I love Funky anyway. Had I known what was going on while I was in the hospital trying to recover, I would have said something. It's terrible that whatever I didn't say turned into all this. I just want peace. Ladies and gents, these are the words of someone's grandma, and the internet didn't buy it. The timing of her response, dropping right after Funky's clapback went viral, made it look less like sincerity and more like cleanup. Fans pointed out she still didn't directly apologize to Funky. She didn't clear his name outright, just tossed vague lines about love, peace, and misunderstanding. For someone accused of using a friend as collateral, that silence on specifics spoke louder than anything. Funky, of course, wasn't buying it either, but his first response was the peace she asked for. He said, this was all I wanted. It was the principle of the whole situation. I'm not one of them other punks, and I won't be toyed with like I'm one of them or be treated disposable like I'm one of them. It's done. I'm all good now, Tamar Braxton. I pray you recover quickly, and I hope the new project spawns nothing but hits. After this, it seems Tamar crossed the line with Funky Cause. The man declared war on Tamar. It gets crazy from here on out.